This is the man who prompted a whole new layer of prison bureaucracy. Cleotha Henderson was sentenced to 24 years for kidnapping. He got out after 20, then allegedly kidnapped and killed a Memphis schoolteacher. Henderson misbehaved time and again behind bars, didn't take a single class. For that, he lost 180 days of so-called good time. But when he was let go, mathematically, he had done all the time the law required.
That's what started it. We need to do something about this.
For the record, would you please state your name?
It's been more than a year since lawmakers began studying the system for calculating prison sentences in Tennessee.
Sentencing credits are automatic. They just occur automatically.
With an average 25,000 people behind bars every year, the Department of Correction relies on an automated management system they call TOMAS.
It is programmed to look at certain things each month.
TOMAS adds and subtracts days according to someone's participation and behavior while incarcerated. If they misbehave, disciplinary boards at each institution hand down penalties.
Who's making who makes the decisions to grant the good time credits?
Some legislators seem surprised to learn that humans aren't making decisions on everyone's progress every month. It's all set out in the law.
You don't have a person sitting there saying, well, he seems okay and he's not so good. We feel like we're going to give him this many credits or that many credits. It's all, a very standardized. TDOC has regulations already in place that are followed that said that if you meet these criteria, you get these credits.
The department is following the system as it's set out in statute.
That is soon to change. The state is forming a new 9-person oversight board, handpicked by the governor, lieutenant governor, and House Speaker. 9 people, all paid $120,000 a year, not to replace the current prison disciplinary boards, but to essentially double-check their decisions.
Tennessee taxpayers are going to pay a lot more money for yet another board of individuals doing work that's already being done by someone else.
In reviewing the hours of testimony on this matter, there seem to be contradictions and inaccuracies.
But my goodness, it's time to have some oversight over these boards that are each prison, that are appointed by the warden, that just kind of do whatever they want to do.
Not exactly. Prison disciplinary boards do have guidelines to follow, and they can and do remove sentence credits. And as for the new oversight board, it's still unclear how many cases they might be able to oversee.
They take each inmate individually and they will say, yes, this person does deserve these credits that he's been awarded.
But it doesn't say that they have to look at every single one. They have the discretion of, as they go through, making sure they can handle the cases that they do see.
I believe that this would be basically an impossible undertaking by the review board.
Lawmakers heard from colleagues and legal experts who questioned the capacity of 9 individuals to do this job.
From my calculations, if you spend just a minute each week or each month on each of these 28,000 inmates, you're talking about over 100 hours a week of work just to spend a minute looking at the paperwork, just a minute per inmate. I don't know how they're supposed to do that if they're really looking at these things. And so my concern is that they're going to say, well, gosh, we haven't been able to approve these credits yet. We're going to have to get them next month, and then that's going to turn into months and months of backlog.
Also, this board's been given a tremendous amount of administrative power to promulgate its own rules, hire staff as it sees fit. You're talking about real money here and real power.
We've got about 28,000 inmates at any given time. If this works out to just one more day per inmate per month on average, that'd be about $26 million per year if that's just one extra day per month per inmate. $26 million.
Despite questions about unintended costs, in the end this bill passed. The same legislature that dissolved community oversight of police forces approved this new level of prison oversight with a last-minute amendment that dropped the requirement for diversity.
But I'm deeply concerned about why you think, or this body should think, that removing the diversity requirement for the board would be a good idea, particularly when it's more diverse people being incarcerated in the state of Tennessee.
So far, 3 board members have been named: a criminology expert, a former DUI prosecutor in Memphis, and a conservative talk radio host from East Tennessee.
I don't think conservative talk radio was one of those criteria that would qualify someone for this board, so that certainly raises questions.
Though no work has officially begun, all 3 are already drawing pay of $10,000 a month.
And it's a full-time job. It will be a tough job for those that are going to do it.
We have a roughly $55.6 billion budget, and while this is a roughly $1.4 million fiscal note and state expenditures, $1.8 million every year after that, it is a scintilla of a percentage of our state budget, but this bill will ensure that justice is done.